So in the last video, I said that when it comes to the Elon Musk accusations, I almost don't care if it did happen. I can't remember exactly what the allegations were again. Was it that he exposed his cock to the masseuse, the massage therapist on the jet, and then offered to buy her a horse in exchange for sex? That's some expensive sex, because horses can be very, very expensive. Well, I mean, you can spend just about as much money on a horse as you want. You can buy like an Arab stallion for millions, or you can buy like a cheap, shitty horse for $1,000. um, or just a random horse. Yeah. Where was I? I'm losing. I almost don't care if it did happen because Elon Musk is so fucking autistic. I almost believe he would do something like that. Just like, from a combination of his autism and his huge, like, incredible work ethic, and the fact that he will like work 16 hours a day or something. I do almost see him, yeah, like doing something a little bit unhinged and like frankly semi-amusing, like going mental in a random moment and getting his cock out and crazily propositioning a lady who's massaging him for trying to get a horse, like uh, it, trying to exchange a horse for sex. I do sort of see that happening, actually. I do, yeah. But I think if it had happened, he would have admitted to it. I think he would have admitted to it and said everything that I've just said. And also, if it had happened, there'd be witnesses to it, and there'd be witnesses saying that there'd be like the pilot of the private jet that's flying on with the masseuse and so on, or people like that, saying like, yeah, Elon Musk or Mr. Musk looked like he was having a bit of an unhinged moment. But if it had been an unhinged moment, that's really the only thing I can sort of imagine having happened in that instance. I suspect there would also have been other occasions where that had happened or something similar had happened. So there's that you have to take into consideration as well. And all this sort of things very much separates, I think, the likes of Elon Musk and the accusations about him from, say, a Jimmy Savile case, where in case of Jimmy Savile, like, there's actually quite a lot of evidence of suspect behaviour caught about Jimmy Savile on camera. That's like one element of it. He was like well known to be a touchy-feely, gropey sort of person, and it's like that's actually very well documented. So like when the 500 different people making accusations come out, like, well, okay, he was a serious sexual criminal. That seems to be the case there. I don't think there's much wiggle room for like a kind of a devil's advocate interpretation of it. I've come across one or two unfortunate types online in the real world who have tried to level devil's advocate defenses of Jimmy Savile and say it's just all for the media to try and make money. That's a fucking stretch, I think. That's a real long stretch of the imagination. Or is the media trying to like implant him in the royal or get him closer to the royal family? I think Savile on his own accord did that, didn't he? But I'm getting way off topic. Yeah, I don't think I think depending on the severity of things, I see all this with more like perspective, sense of proportion about these things as well. I think because, well, I mean, Brand is accused of rape. Now, it's it's difficult, isn't it? It is difficult because on the one hand, a woman almost certainly didn't get raped. However, on the other hand, an enormous number of people, in any case, are going to believe that she did. That's how these things like play out. Is in some cases almost unilateral assumption of guilt, and someone's career can overnight go from, well, they're like living the high life as a celebrity to being a social pariah. Not good, is it? Not really. Then again, who cares about them? They're just celebrities. And do I care about Russell Brand personally, or do I care about him as a human being? I hope he reacts to all this in a characteristically Russell Brand fashion, which he already appears to be doing. So, I mean, on a level, it's going to be very entertaining to watch it, I think, as it plays out in the fullness of time. Do I see anything coming of these allegations, these accusations? No, I really don't. Not on these accusations. And again, like, yeah, a sense of proportion. You need to sort of see the quality of what's being said about somebody, rather than just merely the fact that it's being said about somebody, and like why it's being said about them. More like, I think. And yeah, like the fact that it hasn't happened supposedly back in 2013, or between 2006 and 2013, in a post-Savile environment that was very amenable, likely to any case of rape or sexual assault occurring within the higher echelons of the entertainment industry being readily dealt with, as it was readily dealt with in the cases of, for instance, Harvey Weinstein. That's sort of similar. The accusations made about Harvey Weinstein, those though that all occurred many decades before it eventually came to light, didn't it? And the Prince Andrew stuff, that was all back in the past as well, with Epstein and his island, and Virginia Roberts and Ghislaine Maxwell, whatever, these people running this this corporate child sex ring, and that all came to light. And yeah, like as I said, there's degrees of severity involved in all this. But as ever, like with the very severe cases which sit in the center of it all, what you then get is a different phenomenon, I think, of unscrupulous individuals in the hinterlands of it all, trying to, one reason or another, use this climate of get it all out in the open, this climate of exposing sex crime, and a kind of a Me Too sort of climate, to then like line their pockets and go opportunistically after other people and their money. It makes good sense that, yeah, well, no, we know also for certain that a certain proportion of sex crimes have been fabricated. That's the other element of it. So yeah, all round, pretty unfortunate.